everyone, my name is Thomas Lockwood. This is YouTube video, I think 15 or 16. And this week, well, I thought since last week, I think I did Tribal Slivers. I don't remember that day at all, so I'm going to guess I did. But anyway, this week I'm going to talk about a tribal again. Now, I was tempted to do a tog, but then remembered it's a tog. Just put all the togs in. But there is a tribal I wanted to talk about for so long because I own one of the tribals. And well, we're going to talk about it this week. And this week we're going to be talking about all elves. This means we'll be looking into mono green elves, blue green, red green, white green, and black green. And well, I hope we enjoy, and I will explain everything when we get there. We're going to start by looking in each colour except mono green, which would win overall, in the sense that it would be more consistent and you have all the good green bombs, even though each other colour could use it. But what comes last is a shame. Red green. Now, red green actually would have been a good colour combination for elves, if only there was actually any good combos with elves in red. Sure, elf ball is something, but that's about it. And well, the commander we get is Raja, heir of the Keld. Now, for green red 2/2 is pretty good. Then it taps to add green mana to your mana pool. Every elf's job. But she has a special job, because when she attacks, you may add red to your mana pool, which is very nice if you can do stuff in your combat step. And well, it's a shame, isn't it? Because the only other card that's really good in red-green elves, that is an elf, is Bloodbraid Elf, the banned modern card. The 2 red-green haste cascade, which cascade pretty much says, a card with converted mana cost 3 or less is cast for power and paying its mana cost from the top of my library. Pretty much. Which is actually quite nice in an elf deck, but that's about it. But yeah, it's sad, I really can't speak about it. Oh, by the way, Bloodbraid Elf is a 3/2. Just didn't say that. But there's not a lot. It's a shame. Next, in second from last place, is green white. Now, people might be surprised at that, but I'll explain my reasoning. Firstly, we'll talk about the bad legendary for green white. It's still good, it's just the worst one out of the two, but it's the cheaper one out of the two. Tomshire Wolfblood. Now, I'm not going to go too much detail. I'll be putting a link in the description, which is green-white elf. And pretty much, it was a guild champion from the old Ravnica. So, all I could say is, it pumps your green dudes, it pumps your whites dudes, and it makes a 4/4 wolf when tapping. Legendary wolf, but still a wolf. It's a shame you can't use the wolf as a legendary token. Anyway, we'll go on to the good one now. Wreath of the Redeemed. Now, he's a 1 mana, 1/1. Green/white, which is actually the rare thing to see in 2 color commanders, with them being a convert mana cost 1. Please tell me if there's any more out there you can think of, because I can't. Anyway, Wreath of Redeem has 2 green/white, tap, put a 1/1 green/white elf warrior into the play. That's not too bad, and it has 6 doubling season for each token on the battlefield, copying them all. That's brilliant, I love that. And he's a 1/1. He's just $10 though, and that's at a low. That's bloody expensive for a plain commander like this. And we'll get into the green-white cards for this now. There's only two I want to pick. One, with Leaf Liege. 4 mana, 4/4. Other green creatures control gain +1/+1. And other white creatures gain +1/+1. Exactly like the legendary dude that we just saw in the beginning of this bit. But if a spell ability will call from an opponent's control causes you to discard a card, put it into the battlefield instead of putting it into your graveyard. This, pretty much, guys, was the Smiter. Except it was a bit more mana. I should say its mana color cost is 1 green/white, green/white, green/white. And it's a 4/4. So it's a nice beefy thing. And it will always pump your elves up. The only other one I want to talk about is Oracle of Nectars. Now, we all know how good Sphinx's Revelation is. Well, say hello to one part of Sphinx's Revelation. It's green, white, 2 casting cost for a 2/2. Not the greatest, but not too bad. With one ability, X tap, you gain X life. That is bonkers. It's rare for a reason. So, at the end of turn, you're going to use all your mana up and just gain a buttload of life. You do this every turn, like Seaborn Muse untapping your stuff, and you've got a winner. That's the problem, though. Green-white just doesn't have a lot of beef card compared to green-blue and green-black. But I'll let you ponder which one's coming out the first two first, and which one's coming second. Anyway, all I can say. In second place, surprised me. Green-blue. Now, with the exact same amount of commanders as green-white, it actually had more blue-green elves that are just bonkers. Even under consideration where each legendary creature counts as 2 and each good creature counts as 1, and Master Biomancer counted as 2 for me, it still came second. But before we talk about Master Biomancer, we'll look into the actual legendary creatures first. Edric, Spy Master of something like that. Anyway, it is a 2/2 for free, which is nice. Whenever a creature deals combat damage players to one of your opponents, that its controller may draw a card. Now, it's supposed to be a politics card, and I'll give it credit, it's a politics card. Being an elf rogue is just hilarious, but it's not the best one of the two. Sure, politics is politics, but by the end of the day, you're elves. You're gonna get hated. Even if Edric is your green-blue commander, he is gonna get hated. So why don't you just play the other green-blue elf, which just gets hated 5 times as much? Anyway, let's talk about this one, even though I've already spoken about it in another video that will be linked. Moma Vig, Simic Visionary. Whenever you cast a green creature spell, you get to choose a 4 creature and put it on top. If you ever cast a blue creature, you get to look at top card library. If it's a creature card, it goes into your hand. It is a 5 mana card, free, green-blue, 2/2. So, I don't really want to talk much about it, but it's just a nice card. I like it. Now, let's go through the other cards in order of hilariousness and funniness as such. First one is a Merfolk Elf. Yeah, this is really not good, as is it fun. It is a 2 mana card, green-blue, Elf Merfolk, fly in, 2/2. That's it. Now, I'd like to question 2 things. 1, Merfolk don't fly, it's the fairies. 2, It's an elf merfolk! Anyone tell me what made them do that? Anyway, Coracle Oracle. This is quite funny because it has 3 types. It's a snake, it's an elf, and it's a druid. I have made it a mutant and laughed in my opponent's face. Oh yeah! Anyway, when this card enters the battlefield, you reveal top card library. If it's a land, you get to put it onto the battlefield. Yes, guys, I didn't say basic. So any land from the top of your library goes straight to the battlefield. Otherwise, you put that in your hand. So this is a cantrip. In worst comes to shove for 2 mana as a common. Visionary is the worst you're going to get from this. Seriously. Next one we'll be looking at is Sage of the Alamar. Now, it's quite nice. Anyway, its ability for 3 green blue as its casting cost and 3/4 as its power and toughness. When you would draw a card, instead you reveal the top 3 top 3 cards off your library. Put all the creature cards revealed this way into your hand and put the rest onto the bottom in any order. Right. Moma Vig would mainly run just creatures, meaning you are going to get through your deck with no creatures, and you're just going to be, I've got all my creatures in my hand, ha 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 ha. Anyway, let's get to the Simic Mages now. We'll start with Guild Mage. It's the green/blue one. 1 and green, you move +1/+1 counters from creatures with the same controller, which isn't too bad. And blue and 1, attach an aura, switches auras, pretty much, which isn't too bad, I guess. Quite nice, that second ability as an anti-thing, but that's about it. It's a 2/2 for 2 mana, still quite good. Zamek Guild Mage, which is a green-blue Guild Mage. Which, ironically, is also got the same number as its predecessor, with to use its abilities, it's 2. Green-blue, this turn, each creature enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter. In addition, enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. So every creature has Unleash without being with still being able to block, pretty much. Green-blue, remove a +1/+1 counter from a creature you control. Draw a card. Very nice, love it. And now let's go to talk about the broken green-blue elf. The only reason why I have ever considered playing green-blue elves. Master Biomancer. Yes, I've only considered it for at least 3 months. To you. Anyway, it's a 2/4 for 4 mana, 2 green-blue. Nice! You'll give it power, make it better. Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with additional +1/+1/+1 counters equal to the number of Biomancer's power. That's not too bad. They all enter with 2 +1/+1 counters on as a weak bit. And they enter the battlefield as a mutant additional to their types. Sweet! And there is one other thing I would like to say about blue. Green-blue almost beat green-black. But there was one thing that only made him better, green-blue. There's one reason why green-black came first, but we'll speak about it. The only reason why blue came so high is because blue is the main colour to clone. Lot of creatures cloning other elves, and cloning Biomancer and all the other elves, and all the good cards. It's just worth it. But green-black is next, so let me talk about that one. In first place is green-black. That's because there was 4 legendary elves in this cycle, each with their own unique purpose and style. We'll go for the exiled dude, Reese. Reese the Exiled. Yes, we've already spoken about Reese the Redeemed. This is his new form. This is his old form. When he attacks, You gain 1 life for each elf you control. Nice life gaining. Black, sacrifice an elf, regenerate him. He's green, 2 colorless, meaning you don't have to have your second color out to make him brilliant, to cast him. And that's a sort of rare situation. He's a 3/2 for 3 mana, that's not too bad. But that's about it about him. Next one we'll be talking about is Savra. Well, we're not going to talk about it, I'm just going to say 4 mana, when you sacrifice a black dude, pay 2 life, each other player has sack. Whenever you sack a green dude, you may gain 2 life. The reason why I'm not going to talk about this much is because I've already made a video. It'll be on the bottom when I'm uploading this. Her name is Savra. It is 4 mana and is a 2/2. That's about it. Let's go into the next one. Nath of the Guild Leaf. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may have target opponent discard a card at random, which is rare because the situation is random is a real big word. And what I like to also note is it happens each upkeep you have. Nice. And it's a situation where your opponent's discarding cards is a good thing. Because when your opponent discards a card, you may put a 1/1 green elf warrior onto the battlefield. Very nice. 5 mana, 4/4, quite strong. I would not moan to see as him as a commander. If I was going to go green-black, he would be the one I would use. Should we go to the last one? Because the last one has so much difference between all of these. Because this one will be artifact-based. Glisser the Traitor. Now, I've already spoken to her with another video. I think this is why YouTube videos can get a bit tiresome. But I'm still having fun. 3 mana, 3/3, first strike, death touch. One of your opponent's creatures dies, you gain an artifact from your graveyard to your hand. That's all I can say about this. But she is the weakest one out of them all for an elf tribal. Now, I'm just going to go through the boring bits. Blight Soul Druid is, you're losing a life, but you're still mana accelerating in black, which is a rare situation. We have Llanowar Dead, which is a zombie elf, which was rare in them days, but still good. Green-black, 2/2, tap, add green mana to your mana pool. Nice. Then we have Deathrite Shaman. Oh boy, Deathrite Shaman. 1 mana, 1/2. That is just like, what? And then it can make mana, lose your opponent's life, or you gain life? I see no problem, boys. I just got all the cards, and you don't have any money. One that people might not be expecting is Prowlers of the Fair. Now, you gotta remember, I've looked at all the 4 commanders that are in this and chosen cards precisely for them 4. And this enchantment, well, works with a lot of them. Savra, oh look, you made me lose one of my elves. Right, I'll get a 1/1 black creature. I'm going to sacrifice this black creature and pay 2 life. And you guys each sacrifice a creature. Reese of the Exile. Oh, you know killing my elves don't do anything. I'll just gain another, right? And I'm sacrificing my elves, so that means I'm going to gain more gain more dudes. I'm never going to lose out. Oh, you're discarding that random. I'm going to gain an elf, and then when you kill the elf, oh, okay, you don't get another one, but it's still fun. And if they are ever able to kill Glisser, you get an elf out from Glisser, I guess. Glisser's the only one this one doesn't work with. Glisser doesn't really work as an elf tribal in any of them, but I still want to note she is one of the best legendary creatures by far in Death Touch Strike. Right, technically the first winner will always have to be the inevitable mono green itself, because you can make the most easiest combination, obviously. But there's not a lot of stuff green has by itself that other colours can't really duplicate. So we'll look into the commanders. that you can have. Then we'll look into legendary elves that you can't have. And then we'll look into 5 other cards that all of the elf decks should be running. If you're not, then there's something wrong. We'll look at Adamar, Lord of Leaves. Name so bad, I'd rather jump a monkey. Anyway, it's a tomb 2 for double green. All other elves you control gain Forest Walk, and all other elves you control have not you control. All elves have Shroud. All others, not counting itself. That is lovely. Just be careful with the next commander. That would be one of the other commanders. Zur Regenera Leader, because he regenerates target elf by tapping green mana. He's a 3 mana, double green and 1, 2/2, with an overrun for all elves you control. I like that idea. We'll link that nicely with the next one, with Yava. Giving them all them creatures haste. Why don't we just cast them during your opponent's turn? Then they won't know what hit them. Yava gives all green creatures flash. Pretty much. Can be cast as though they had flash. Now the only thing I'd like to say is she could be run even without elves. She just happens to be a legendary elf you can run as an elf. It's 4 mana, 4/4, double green and 2. She has flash herself, so you can cast at any time. Now, let's look at a broken commander. Yes, one of the 4 banned legendary creatures, Rathalos, Llanowar Emissary. Now, please do not get me wrong. You may run this card in your deck. That does not stop me tutoring him up every time in my green-white deck. He is a 2 mana, 2/1, double green creature. That's it. Well, with an attack ability. Now, pretty broken this is. It banned another card that was with it. Now that card's been unbanned, I'm not going to put it up, just Google it. Rathalos has tap. Add green mana to your mana pool for each forest you control. Turn 3, you could have 6 mana. Prime time, turn 3. You can still do it, technically, but still annoying. And now we'll go into the final 5 pieces. The best shooter for elves will be the next 2 I'll be looking into. One that shooters for them, and one that shooters them to put onto your hand. The one that puts into hand is Wirewood Herod. Now there is another one out there that is 1 extra mana, 1 extra toughness, puts the card on top, doesn't make in your hand, and taps to add any colour to your mana pool. That is good for the non-mono coloured decks. That gets you your second colour. But this one isn't too bad in the sense that it's a 2 mana shooter. Come on, 2 mana shooters I've never heard is bad. The next one is the only non-elf on this list. Which really doesn't matter when you read his lovely ability. He's 4 mana, double green and 2, 2/2, Human Rebel, with a free tap. Search your library for an elf card and put it onto the battlefield. Then shuffle your library. So another tutor effect that tutors for the battlefield. Nice. Love it. The last, maybe biggest elf ever made, it's not the last elf, it's the biggest elf, is Heartless One. 4 mana, star, elf avatar with trample. Her power and toughness, well, it's just equal to a number of elves on the battlefield, yours and your opponent's. I think that counts as a win? Some reason? Last actual elf we'll be talking about is Priest of Tisinana. Now, if I might have said it wrong, I'm sorry. She's 2 mana, 1/1 that taps and add green to your mana pool for each elf in play. Nice, love it. And there's even that enchantment form that does the same, but for enchantment land instead, which is pretty good. It's on the screen if you want to see it, but that's all for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Next week, I'm going to do a fun spin-off. It will be Cockatrice, the free form of Magic the Gathering playing online, versus Magic Online. You might be surprised with the result. I won't be because I'm making it. Ha ha ha.